on your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You want answers.
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry.
With Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Phil, you're one of the best baseball announcers in the country, and Ty, you're one of the best up-and-coming young talents in the broadcasting industry. You really do your homework.
See ya, D-Mac. Hold on, Matt Ryan.
D-Mac not looking back. Touchdown.
How about that Heisman, Mark Jones?
How do you like
it? Wide open again.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Oh, we got this food in our mouth just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. What better way to celebrate American Football Day, which is our hashtag holiday, with some street tacos. I guess those things do go together. Welcome inside Halftime. Phil Elson, Ty Richardson. We are together inside the ESPN Arkansas studios today. If you want to be part of it, as we had a lot of people be part of it yesterday, it really felt like the fan base was ready to cry out in unison. Our Cherokee Casino hotline was red hot, 877-377-6963 for your phone calls or your texts all throughout the show today. Ty, how you feeling? I feel much better than I did like 10 minutes ago. I showed up with my appetite. I was told to show up hungry. I did. I had just eaten a cheese Danish like 6 hours ago. I came prepared. And the food showed up just in time, my friend, because otherwise you're going to get a pretty hangry co-host here.
I just ate 3 tacos in less than 4 minutes, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt me. I don't think it will, but yeah, good starts. I usually don't. I'll eat at like 10-ish or so for the show, but in this case, when Luerta stops by and just brings delicious, divine food, you got to take advantage of it.
Just realized I had a little of that cilantro stuck in my teeth. You know what I mean there? It'll take you a little time to get through it. Are radio hosts allowed to use a toothpick while they're hosting a show?
I think we're at the point, we're at a year in, we can do whatever we want.
Why not? Right? Why not? I mean, I want to be like Dusty Baker, manage a game with a series of wet toothpicks in your mouth. Wonder how many toothpicks Dusty Baker went through in one game, or even a whole season. That'd be some fun stuff to figure out. Hey, so it's American Football Day for the hashtag holiday. This should be college basketball day. Start of college basketball season.
Some big games tonight, including, what is that? Our own Arkansas Rise.
Yeah, first the start of the Must Bus era. There's already one game going on. In fact, the first college basketball game, D1, in the entire country involves an Arkansas school.
Yes, sir.
UCA getting stomped at Baylor, 47-23 late in the first half. So
I'm sure my dad's enjoying that.
I'm
watching
sure he
that.
is. Yeah. Well, you'll have you got Kansas, Duke, Michigan State, Kentucky. Preview of the Final Four, perhaps, about 5 months ahead of it.
I know Michigan State's the timeline on Langford, who's one of their, I believe that's his name, is one of their better players. He's having an injury that's kind of undisclosed at this point, so they don't know. Duke's got a heck of a recruiting class even after you have Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, and Cam Reddish leave after last year. It's a cycle over with Duke. And then Kansas, you get Devon Dotson back, who's one of the better point guards in college basketball. I know that Quinn Grimes left for Houston, but you get him back. And then who's the Kentucky? Kentucky has a few guys coming back, too, and that's going to be a team that you're going to want to pay attention to as an Arkansas fan, because when they come in Saturday, I think it's January 20th, the Bud Walton, that's going to be a game that everyone, not just Arkansas, Kentucky fans, but I think a decent amount of college basketball fans will be paying attention to as well.
It'll be the first game for a week, only game for a week for Arkansas. 7 o'clock, you'll hear it right here on your ESPN Arkansas affiliate with the Learfield IMG pregame at 6:30. Chuck Barrett, Coach Z, back on the call. But it still is American Football Day. It's weird for that hashtag holiday to fall on a Tuesday. It makes me think that, I think all of these hashtag holidays have been invented sometime in the last 5 years. It must have started 5 years ago on a Friday, and then each year moved up one day to where now you're on a Tuesday. But hey, don't fret. There is American college football on your TV tonight. I know you're fired up about it. You can't watch because we'll be at Bud Walton Arena, but it's Maction Day. Maction Day, that's right. And I guess we might as well talk about the team that we usually talk about here, Arkansas football, as they go into Saturday against the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, knowing they're going to start their third different quarterback of the season, the sixth different quarterback to start for Chad Morris in his short tenure here at Arkansas. And quite honestly, I think fans would have been happy with anybody that hadn't already started, with Nick Starkel's troubles throwing to the opposing team, with Ben Hicks really never getting the offense stuck out of being stuck in neutral or reverse at times. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like people really wanted KJ Jefferson to start. It's going to be John Stephen Jones instead, but KJ will play. So, and I really do think over the next 4 weeks, both of them will start at least one game, if not two. Certainly, these are going to be the two quarterbacks you see for the rest of the season. The only way you see a Ben Hicks or Nick Starkel is if there's an injury.
And I think that we talked about this a little bit on Monday, how much of an impact that KJ Jefferson is going to play. Is that going to draw a decent amount of fans? You joked, will it bring in an extra 10,000, which I don't think is the case. But I think it'll definitely have an impact that fans. I mean, you saw the revival within that fan base on Saturday when he came in that first drive. They're down by like 20-something or 30-something at that point. The game was out of hand, but just the fan base itself was so excited to see what they think is a freshman phenom finally step foot on the field.
So you'll have a redshirt freshman starting and a true freshman, therefore, coming off the bench. And it does feel like Chad Morris, at least at the quarterback position, has been reluctant to go with the youngsters, whether it's in a lack of experience or just that they don't know his offensive scheme, which I really do think he is married to the offensive scheme a little bit too much, instead of going with the best overall athlete, which right now I think that's KJ Jefferson, although I think John Stephen Jones looks like he's more athletic than both Ben Hicks and Nick Starkel. So, hey, we thought it was an upgraded quarterback 6 months ago. Turned out we were wrong. Maybe it's going to be an upgraded quarterback this Saturday. My palate was upgraded before we got on the show today. We're bringing in Serafin here from La Huerta. Beautiful. Hey. That was delicious.
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing?
We're awesome. We're much better than we were like 15 minutes ago. You made the show for us, Serafin. Thank you so much. Street tacos.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was I'm glad I could bring some good food for you guys and, enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And
well, it's gone. It was gone in 3 minutes. So.
Well, we enjoyed it to the point to where every commercial break for the next 2 hours, I'm making a beeline for what's left. Although I may end up licking the bottom of the pan for a bit.
Well, good times. I mean, you can't go wrong with street tacos. They're one of my favorites. What I grew up with, So I mean, you can't go wrong with that style of food. I think it's the best. So I had to bring you guys some good, good quality tacos for you guys.
These are really good steak tacos, but of course, what makes it a street taco? It's the foldable, soft taco. You guys make your own flour tortillas,
We make our own
right?
flour tortillas, homemade, fresh, every day. And makes it a street taco is, the little short, small tacos, and they got the cilantro, the onions, and the tomatillo sauce, the spicy sauce. So basically just means a street style, little small tortillas. So that's what basically makes it. So, yeah.
They're manageable, a little more manageable than like the big stuff, right?
If you're on a diet, it works, all right? They're not as big as the other ones.
Ty here's on a diet. His diet is called I eat everything in sight.
It's the garbage disposal diet. I think the best part, and I told you this earlier last week, Seraphin, when you said you were coming in, I was like, please bring some of that tomatillo hot sauce that just tops it off with everything. I put that stuff on everything, dude.
It's good stuff. You can't go wrong with that, man. It's not too spicy. It's still got, a decent kick, but it's got really good flavors, so you can't go wrong with that.
So you work at the Garrison location.
I'm at the Garrison location,
but
correct,
you guys have how many locations in the in the River Valley?
In the Fort Smith area, we have 4. We have 4 in Fort Smith. I'm at the Garrison one. We have one on Rogers Avenue. We have one on Towson Avenue and one on Old Greenwood. So 4 to serve you guys. We obviously love being here, and we love Fort Smith. So, we hope to continue to do that, years to come. So, come get some good Mexican food, and, we definitely got some good deals for you guys every day. So,
Seraphin, we got about a minute here. You want to get a thought in on Arkansas's quarterback situation, or is it just more fun to talk about the food you guys make?
I actually didn't get to catch the whole game. I saw that they put in a different quarterback, and he seemed to be doing okay, right, towards the end of the game, right?
Two different quarterbacks that looked like they were doing a little bit better. That's right.
So, I mean, I think that as long as they, I think they, keep doing what they're doing right now with that quarterback, I think they'll be all right, I mean, I know it's not a great season right now, but I think they can still turn it around, and get some wins in.
All right, 20 seconds, real quick. You were telling me and Rita earlier this week about these new appetizers and drinks.
Yeah. We got some taquito bite appetizers. Great. You can do pork, chicken, whatever you want inside of them. Come with a sour cream, creme fraiche sauce on top. They're excellent. Great margarita specials every day. Happy hour 2 to 6. One of the longer happy hours. Margaritas are $2 and $2 pints. So, I mean, come get them.
Well, we're going to come get some street tacos in about 20 seconds because we're coming up in the break. Serafine from La Huerta, thanks so much for bringing the food today.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. My pleasure.
Hey, get with us, 877-377-6963, our Cherokee Casino hotline. Don't go anywhere. Halftime returns after this.
Missed a segment or interview? Check out the Halftime Pod at hitthatline.com.
Time would stop right in its tracks.
This is the Morning Rush.
And I think another element of it is the Arkansas Razorback football program has been spoiled. Now, just before you start freaking out, so let me explain. They've been spoiled because their past 4 quarterbacks essentially were fantastic quarterbacks. Ryan Mallett, Tyler Wilson, Brandon Allen, Austin Hill. You've had a good run of good quarterbacks. And the fact that you don't have one right now is really making you struggle.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith reminds motorists that texting can be more than a minor distraction. Text messaging has been linked to serious accidents, including a train crash that killed 25 people and a trolley crash that injured nearly 50 people. In both instances, drivers were texting seconds before the crash. Keep your eyes on the road and stay alive. This message is from Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith, reminding everyone, don't tempt fate, that text can wait.
Thank goodness that the fall season is upon us. And with this special time of year comes football, cooler weather, changing leaves, and free internet and phone service from Pinnacle Telecom. That's right. Switch your phone and internet service over to Pinnacle Telecom and get your first month free. Take advantage of Pinnacle Telecom's fast fiber internet and or hosted telephone service, and your first month's bill is on us. So let Pinnacle Telecom make your fall even better with this one-of-a-kind first month free promotion. Pinnacle Telecom, tomorrow's technology today.
Spring is in the air. Not in the house, Dalton. It's okay, AJ. Aw, snap, I told you not in the house. Red Kool-Aid all over the white carpet. Mom and Dad are gonna... It's okay, AJ. I can't believe it. We're so in trouble. I told you so.
Thank you for calling Service Master Clean. This is Tanya. How can I help you?
Tanya, it's Dalton. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. Think Service Master Clean. Visit us online at smcleanonline.com.
Got a mystery stain on the carpet and the kids insist they don't know what it is? Or you're just ready to give the house a good spring cleaning? Call Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Call today for spring specials.
Service Master Clean. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. It's okay, AJ.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Is your home secure? No, really. Is your home secure? Do you just ignore the dog yapping, roll over, and go back to sleep? Guardtronic, the oldest alarm company in Arkansas, can make sure you sleep soundly. Founded in 1959, Guardtronic will make sure your home or business is protected against fire and burglary. How much do you have to lose? Call us at 785-2323 for a free quote before the bad guys make a call on you. Or visit guardtronic.com. License E050.
Hey, Fort Smith, the Hampton Inn by Hilton was ranked in the top 10 Hampton hotels in the U.S., and their devotion to top-notch hospitality shows. With complimentary Wi-Fi, a free hot breakfast, and all of the bells and whistles you would expect, this newly renovated hotel has it all. They offer Hilton's digital key technology, meeting spaces, an indoor pool, and sports court. Hampton Inn by Hilton gives you everything you need for business or leisure travel. Give them a call at 479-452-2000 and see for yourself why the Hampton Inn is Fort Smith's best hotel.
ESPN 95.3. Touchdown! Halftime is brought to you by Supercuts. Who supports local teams? Supercuts. We're super into the movement.
Yeah, they got it going on.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Keeps it himself, taking off and taking on Murphy, and runs all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Listen to this crowd come alive.
Drew and Harrison gets us set up here for our second segment, kind of carrying the conversation on from the first segment and a big portion of the conversation yesterday. He texted in on the Cherokee Casino hotline, why do you not start KJ? I get that he may not have the system down, but it's been vanilla all year. He's got to know that part at least. You can't deny that athleticism. He could make a difference in the game running over a safety this weekend for a touchdown. Okay, so why is KJ Jefferson not starting? He is the best athlete at that position. Size-wise, speed, and potentially arm strength, if not a very accurate passer yet. But right now, all you need, I don't think it's a matter, Ty, of how you move the offense. It's just moving the offense somehow. And a quarterback that is a dual threat is going to be able to do that better than the pocket passers that you've been starting and have really been lead-footed for the first 9 games of the season.
Let's start with Chad Morris first. This was the quote from Chad Morris on his decision to start John Stephen Jones yesterday.
We'll start John Stephen Jones this week. Excited for him. We will play KJ as well to continue to develop him. They will add to the list of the freshmen and sophomores that we've started this year. And I believe about half of our starters this season have been freshmen or sophomores, so they'll add to that list.
You know, the 2 words that Coach Morris says more than anything. We know unacceptable. He did say that quite a bit during the press conference, and excited. He's always excited for something. So they're excited about John Stephen Jones. By the way, he also said he's excited for Ty Story. So it's a really exciting Saturday at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. If you are a quarterback, doesn't matter what team you're playing for. Chad Morris is very excited for you. Oh, by the way, 48.5% of the starts this year have been made by a freshman or a sophomore. So that statistic that Coach Morris threw out there is that's a Chad Morris stat. It is. It definitely is. So let's get into why KJ, why John Stephen Jones over KJ. We do have Ty Richardson, our resident conspiracy theorist, ready to go.
Well, I need my X-Files music, and I know this. I can't remember the caller this morning on the Morning Rush that threw out this theory as well, but this was concocted in my mind yesterday. I don't know if I can transcribe it and show that I thought of this yesterday after the show, but there's 2 clips that I want to play. One's from Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, who came on the show yesterday, and another's from Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan this morning. I'll start with what Connor said about the decision to go with John Stephen Jones instead of KJ Jefferson.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised by any quarterback decision that Chad Morris makes nowadays. Yeah, I thought at this point, why not just roll out KJ Jefferson? Still the touchdown, and the moment that he provided in that game, where you can kind of hear the crowd after he scored that touchdown, it was a sign of life in the stadium. And even though it was a 30-point game at that point, it didn't matter. And he came in and provided a spark. I don't really know what Chad Morris is thinking in terms of short-term, long-term, whatever it is with this quarterback situation. But John Stephen Jones' move looks odd on the surface because he's finally deviating from his veteran, but he's not starting the more talented younger player. I don't necessarily know what exactly went into that decision, but to me, if I'm an Arkansas fan, it's just another reason to be frustrated that you feel like this guy doesn't really have a grasp on what his offense should look like or what it can look like.
And the next piece of sound is, again, courtesy of 105.3 The Fan. Jerry Jones was on Shannon RJ this morning, and they asked him about John Stephen Jones getting his first official start as an Arkansas Razorback.
Oh, yeah, the last thing the fan text is saying, tell Jerry good luck, and what will it take to keep you away from Arkansas this weekend, your grandson, with his very first start? Going to be more nervous for that with John Stephen or last night?
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm so proud of him, and so that answers it right there. He got some really good snaps against Alabama, number 1 team in the nation, and he came back last week and got him a touchdown and for him to get to start. Now, to get to start at quarterback in the SEC. You can have no one on this planet that appreciates that long journey and the ups and downs it takes to get there than old Papa. And so I'm really proud of him, and I'm going to be there to watch his first warm-up throw.
Phil, here's what's inevitably going to happen. John Stephen Jones is not going to play well tomorrow against Western Kentucky. KJ Jefferson's going to come in, not tomorrow, I said tomorrow, on Saturday. He's going to come in, play better. They're going to win. Then what's going to happen is KJ is going to get his first official start in Death Valley, and he's going to just, blank himself as a true freshman, like every other true freshman would in college football, because you're going into Death Valley, the toughest place to play in college football. And then Morris is going to come out and put on this charade. See, I told you so. See, this is what happens when you start a true freshman. This is why you were calling for a true freshman. KJ Jefferson is in a no-win situation from here on out, because he's not going to start John Stephen Jones, because what's going to happen like every other game this season is the non-starter is going to play better than the starter. KJ Jefferson is going to play better than John Stephen Jones on Saturday. He's eventually going to get more of the snaps, and that's what's going to happen. And you know why Chad Morris is doing this? Because old Daddy Jerry was the one that handpicked him. John told me this when Morris got hired. This was his theory, so I'll give him credit for this, but this whole conspiracy theory that I'm starting now is kind of concocted by me. Daddy Jerry, this was his guy. The grandson son connection with Chandler, John Stephen. It's a Dallas guy, SMU guy. There's connections there. I guarantee you they know each other. This was Jerry's guy. And so now this is a little payback or retribution, because there's no one in Chad Morris's corner right now.
It's called a kickback.
It's called a kickback, except for maybe Jerry Jones. And is he going to fire the coach that started his grandson in his first official game? You know how much clout and pull Jerry Jones has as probably the biggest booster, the University of Arkansas? I heard John mention this morning his son Paxton Anderson's about to get a scholarship, wide receiver, or has one. He has like 300 yards or something receiving. Like, has no reason to get a scholarship for the University of Arkansas other than the fact that his grandson, or his granddad, is Jerry Jones. I truly believe that's why John Stephen Jones is starting on Saturday.
I'm fine with either one of them, as long as it's not the two that have taken most of the snaps this year, as of right now. You already knew that you weren't going to see Nick Starkel after the 3 interceptions against Alabama. He is shot. Ben Hicks, the offense doesn't move with him at all. I'm willing to watch whomever else can play that position and run. I think John Stephen Jones can run a little bit. I will say KJ Jefferson is the quarterback of the future for this program. Although, on the other hand, if he sticks around for another season, who's he competing against next year? Daddy's boy. That adds a whole other layer to a possible third year for Chad Morris at Arkansas. It already would be dramatic nonetheless, with a father coaching his son at a Power 5 school, or even a Division II school, for crying out loud. If it could potentially be his last year, if you don't really turn it around, that's next year. It's a fascinating story. The quarterback competition for next year starts now. It's between John Stephen Jones and KJ Jefferson. And let's also look at this honestly, too. Chad Morris does not play freshman at quarterback unless he is forced to, which was the case with Connor Nolan last year and is the case with the two quarterbacks you're going to see these next 3 games.
So Cole Stout, 2014 Clemson, started those first 2 games. Deshaun Watson came in and started the 3rd game, got injured. I think it's 3rd or 4th game. So that it eventually Deshaun Watson became the starter. But Phil, that idea that I just laid out, I talked about this last week. When you don't want KJ Jefferson to be put in a non-win situation. Starting him in his first official game in Death Valley is a no-win situation.
You got to be honest out here. Like, putting him behind that offensive line is a no-win situation right now.
If you truly think he's the quarterback of the future, you start him against Western Kentucky. You don't start him, which, again, we don't know this 100% yet, but I'm betting a good portion of my salary. John Stephen Jones struggles on Saturday. KJ comes in, plays better. He gets to start first time against Death Valley LSU. That's a terrible solution for his future.
Now, maybe your conspiracy theory is right. I don't know. Ezel from Jonesboro, by the way, says he loves that you never go halfway on your conspiracy theories. You're diving all in, feet first, eyes closed, and that's a good thing. I think Chad Morris is just uncomfortable playing a young player at that position. It's been a situation this year where they obviously haven't been uncomfortable starting 14 freshmen or sophomores. So they've kind of, I don't know if you'd say they've been forced in those situations with a quarterback. They haven't until right now. And I think you look at the answer that Chad Morris gave in the postgame about what he saw from KJ Jefferson, and the first thing he said is we kept it really simple for him on purpose. I don't think Chad Morris likes a simple offense. I think he wants to, in maybe some way, and we had a texter earlier say this has been vanilla by design all year. It has. But I think Chad Morris likes to think that he's got somebody behind center that he can run his offense with. And I don't think he feels that way about KJ Jefferson. I'll tell you what. Doesn't matter what the plays are. KJ Jefferson probably could move the offense better.
You remember what Urban Meyer did with Tim Tebow 06? Dive right, dive left, jump pass.
Right.
And maybe one other package for him. It's it. But he allowed him to play. He allowed a 5-star quarterback to play in his system because he knew he could use him, Phil.
Nikki Chavanel coming up in a moment. Hey, we are brought to you by Breeden RV in Van Buren. Picture-perfect camping weather right now. The year-end clearance sale continues with great deals on new RVs, travel trailers starting at $99.95, and fifth wheels that start under $30,000. Breeden RV and Power Sports also gives all new customers maintenance for life for free. That's Breeden RV and Power Sports in Van Buren, BreedenRVs.com for more information. Isaac, if you want to hold through the segment, we got Nikki Chavanel coming up from Rivals after the break, so stick around for more halftime.
Missed a segment or interview? Check out the Halftime Pod at hitthatline.com.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat per 12 ounces.
Hi, I'm Serafin from La Huerta. Here we like everything caliente. We have daily, lunch, and dinner drink specials. Happy hour every day from 2 to 6. Check it out. Football and drink specials all season. Voted best of the best Mexican restaurant and best of the best margarita. We have over 15 TVs for your viewing pleasure. We have 4 locations to serve you. Open 7 days a week. La Huertas. Eat until you're hurt. In Fort Smith. La Huertas.
Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine now and discover what it means to get more out of each day. Hi, Tommy Kraft for our good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and in Springdale. Burton's is having an instant rebate event where you get $1,000 in instant rebate with the purchase of select hot springs models. Burton Pools and Spas is at 6121 Zero Street in Fort Smith and 725 South 48th Street in Springdale. Just imagine being able to come home from a hard day at work and to slip into your own hot spring spa from Burton Pools and Spas and let the stress of everyday life just slip away. And you're going to be totally impressed with all the features and options that are available on a hot spring spa. See it for yourself in Fort Smith or in Springdale and find out more about how you can get a $1,000 instant rebate with a purchase of a select hot spring spa today. That's Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and in Springdale, or find out more online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your one-stop shop for all repairs. Paintless Dent Repair, door dings, unsightly dents, and hail damage repair, all repaired to like new conditions. With over 1 million repaired vehicles with satisfied customers, Michael Littleton is the expert in paintless repair. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair, conveniently located 3 miles from the Arcoma exit off Highway 112. Or call 479-461-9764. Your number one Arkansas fan.
Looking to upgrade your fleet or needing professional service to your existing fleet? Carco International of Fort Smith offers the latest trucks and equipment in the industry. With over 70 years in the trucking and equipment business, they have the experience to keep you on the road. Carco International offers professional service after the sale. Carco International Parts Department supplies all makes, parts, and gives expert service. Carco International is the answer. Leave it to the pros to keep you on the road. Carco International, located at 2721 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Now it's Jefferson. Touchdown. Simply put, you can't better debut than that one.
All guests join us on the Cherokee Casino Hotline. It's where our friend Nikki Chavanel resides right now. Nikki covering Arkansas athletics at Rivals. Nikki, good afternoon. What's going on?
Good afternoon, guys. I don't know. I'm just sitting around waiting for basketball tonight. Got to go to football practice first and get that over with, but then get to go to Bode Walton. I'm super excited.
I feel like there's a collective sigh from the Arkansas media. I'm so excited. Ty and I are going to the game tonight. I hope we can see you there. But I can't wait to see the looks in the media's faces, in the fans' faces, just to have something else to cover and something that's got, some optimism behind it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of answering questions that sometimes I can really only speculate on. Like I've taken DMs always open out of my Twitter bio. They are open, but I've taken it out of the bio so maybe people won't hit me up as much.
That's good. That's a good idea. So then I'm just going to have to ask you one of those questions, I guess. So, you cover everything going on with football, but you specialize in recruiting. And with the ground seemingly shaking underneath this coaching staff, and maybe not just Chad Morris, but obviously the coordinators too, are you seeing signs of this negatively affecting Arkansas recruiting right now?
Well, they had 4 official visitors in this past weekend, and while they got one commit, that one commit, I feel like Arkansas was kind of his best choice, whether Chad Morris is here or not. His former teammate and the guy he calls his brother, Amonte Spivey, is here. So
this is Mike Harris, a safety you're talking about,
yeah,
right?
Mike Harris, safety from Alabama, 3-star guy. He had a bunch of SEC offers, but, it's getting down to the wire towards early signing day, so not a lot of spots open at all these various schools. So Arkansas brought him in, and Amonte Spivey hosted him and did a great job of showing him Fayetteville, and he said it was, a safe place to be where you can focus on school and football. So I think all that sold him, and I'm not sure that it had too much to do with the staff, although Mark Smith and Ron Cooper are very personable guys anyway, so they probably did a good job of kind of distracting him from all the stuff that we're talking about. But the other guys, I think they're definitely, if guys haven't made a decision at this point, I think they're going to wait until the end of the season to see what happens, because a lot of these people, they pay attention on social media. They know what's going on. They hear stuff not just from fans, but the national media is all over this stuff too. So they're probably going to wait to see what happens after the season with the coordinators and Chad Morris.
We're talking with Nikki Chavanel on the Cherokee Casino Hotline. So you mentioned the coordinators, Nikki. I thought you asked the best question of all the questions at the press conference to Chad directly. Is there going to be any staff changes made? And he said, no, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I came up to you after. It's like, we're talking about that on Tuesday. So you look at the offense, you look at the defense, outside the top 100 in both scoring offense, scoring defense. Does he have to make a change before the season over, or do you think he ends up making one after the season?
I mean, I definitely could have seen him part ways with John Chavis after that performance. And you look back at all these games, and I think John Neighbors or Clay Henry tweeted about it, that Arkansas has lost 7 out of 21 games by 30 or more points. So we're talking about massive blowouts. And I tried to start writing a piece about the defense and all the different factors that went into just how bad they are right now. And while the cupboard was pretty bare for John Chavis, you also look at, some schematic issues where you're doing a lot of nickel against a running team or even dime, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And a lot of the problems he kind of he earned himself because he didn't recruit how he should have in both 2018 and 2019, especially at linebacker. So I could have seen him part ways with John Chavis at that point, but I guess he just didn't really see a point of doing that with so few games left.
You know, I get a sense, Nikki, that we have a window into Chad Morris's mind and the way that he brought up exactly what you said about the scheme defensively, playing so much nickel against a team that you knew was just going to try to run the ball down your throat. He's not necessarily saying John Chavis had the wrong defense out there. He's saying we had some problems on the back end. He's, tiptoeing around it instead of coming out and actually saying what the problem is. I just don't think he likes to, you want to call it, throw it under the bus or fire people that he views being loyal to him.
Yeah, I think that's it. And he's trying to keep the locker room together as best as he can, which I understand. So part of that is doing your best not to basically insult anybody. And to us, it comes off as, just dodging questions and not being transparent and forthcoming.
Did we lose her? Nikki, you still there?
We lost her.
Rats.
Hello?
There, she's back. Hello,
You're back.
Nikki. We got you.
Keep going.
Sorry. So he's not being transparent with us, but he probably thinks that's the best thing to do to keep the locker room together and keep the players playing as hard as they can for the coaches, which isn't exactly what we saw last week.
We're speaking with Nikki Chabanel on the Cherokee Casino Hotline. Nikki, let's switch it up to basketball. One of your rivals, colleagues, put out there that Chris Moore out of West Memphis will be committing either to Auburn, to Memphis, or to Arkansas on November 15th. Where do you think he ends up?
It's a really tough one, I think. So he wants to play with Jalen Williams, right? So that's something he talked about, but he said the biggest thing for him is going to play for a head coach that pushes him and tries to get the most out of him, and I think he'd probably get that at any of those three schools. So it's going to be really tough. I mean, the assistant coaches are going to continue to go see the guys as much as they can. I know that they've gone to see them every single week since the live period opened a couple months ago. So they're all in doing everything that they can. I think it's more between Arkansas and Memphis at this point. Mm-hmm. He's from West Memphis, so it's very close over there. But if he wants to play with the rest of the guys, I think the majority of the five will end up at Arkansas. So if he wants to be part of the majority, then he'd obviously come up here.
And you're, Nikki, again speaking to the five. Devontae Davis out of Jacksonville, Jalen Williams out of Fort Smith Northside, Chris Moore we were talking about at West Memphis, KK Robinson out of Bryant, now at Oak Hill, and then Moses Moody out of North Little Rock, now at Monteverde Academy. We had Kevin McPherson on here a couple weeks back, and he told us that KK told him that him and Moses were 70 to 75% good chance to end up at Arkansas. Nikki, what do you think the odds are, Devontae already committing, of all these kids, the five that I just mentioned, the Fab Five, as many have dubbed them as, all getting to Arkansas?
Well, I know that the coaching staff feels that they are at least number one or number two with all five of those guys. So you really can't ask for much more than that. They don't even have all five spots right now. I imagine it wouldn't be too hard for them to open up the extra spot that they need. You kind of get rid of a non-contributor, whoever it might be. I would put it at least like 70, 75%. Like, that's pretty good.
That all of them end up at Arkansas?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be something else. Nikki, I saw some, I think it's obviously bunk out there on Twitter today about Connor Vanover. Some people thought that he had been cleared by the NCAA, but it turns out that's incorrect. Fake account out there somewhere, right?
Yeah, so I have heard from team sources that he has not been cleared, but I have also heard from someone else who says that he has team sources that told him he was denied this morning. So I would...
No.
I think she's saying take this all with a grain of salt,
yeah,
is what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for them to make a release, I'm sure that'll be the final word.
All right. Well, Nikki, let's hopefully we can bump into you at the basketball game tonight, and we can commiserate about quarterback play. Oh no, let's just talk basketball instead. It's so much more fun these days. Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
You got it. That's Nikki Chavanel from Rivals. Hey, a big event going on tomorrow. Fort Smith Razorback Club has the voice of the Razorbacks, Chuck Barrett, speaking at Hardscrabble Country Club, 11:45 in the morning. I wonder, what do you think? Do you think Chuck's going to talk more football or more basketball, Ty?
I think it would probably be in his best interest to talk more basketball.
What about the questions? Because the floor gets opened for questions.
Oh, those are going to be directed towards football.
Well, it's at the Hardscrabble Country Club tomorrow. It's the Fort Smith Razorback Club, 11:45 in the morning. Show up early because it's Chuck Barrett up there in front of everybody. Just $25 gets you the meal and the easy tones of the one and only Chuck Barrett. Halftime continues after the break. Get with us, 877-377-6963, the Cherokee Casino hotline. Your phone calls and texts up next.
Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson. Follow them on Twitter, @PhilElsonPXP and @TySportsRadio.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches like the Chicken Pyro or the Cubana or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
Right now, I'm holding a perfectly ice-cold Coors Light. You know how I know it's the perfect temperature? Because the mountain on the can is blue. And also, it's really cold. Every Coors Light is cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged. Notice how many times I said cold? 3 times. It's that cold. So make sure the mountain on your can of Coors Light is blue, because that means it's ready to enjoy. 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
True Grit Running Company is where perseverance meets passion. Whether you're training for your next marathon or just comfortable shoes to keep up with your kids, we have the gear to help you reach your goals. With our slow motion gait analysis and our extensive product knowledge, we have the right pair of shoes for you. We also carry apparel, nutrition, hydration accessories, injury prevention gear, and recovery products. We offer classes, workshops, and group runs. Lace up, show up, and get your grit on. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
We did it again. Evans Body Shop has been voted the best independent collision repair shop in the River Valley for the 2nd year in a row. None of it would have been possible without our top-notch crew and our customers, friends, and family that take their time to vote for us. We would like to say thank you. We are humbled by the continued loyalty and support from our community and staff and will continue to go above and beyond every day. Evans Body Shop, 412 Gordon Avenue, Van Buren. Come by today and see why we say
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
At Chambers Bank, our Arkansas roots grow deep, and you can trust us as your partner for every banking need. From a simple checking account to your first home loan, whatever you need, big or small, we are here for you. With 18 convenient branches throughout the state and a full suite of online banking options, we will always be available when you need us. Family owned in Arkansas since 1930, Chambers is your full-service community bank. Bank with trust at Chambers Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 631520.
ESPN 95.3. Halftime is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts. We're super into the movement.
Yeah, they got it going on.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Ball's on the ground. Hobbs are going to scoop and score. They pick it up at the 5. Scooter Harris. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Ty, I think we ought to do a segment of the second hour called Food Coma. How many tacos is that for you?
I've eaten 6.
I'm on number 6. Thanks to Serafine from La Huerta for bringing us our show content for the second half of the show, and we're going to be sleeping for 60 minutes. Maybe we can get Matty T to come on and host this for a little bit.
Might need him.
Might need him, yeah. The steak
tag
tacos
in.
continue. 877-377-6963, the Cherokee Casino hotline. Call us or text us. Been talking quarterbacks for most of the time. Rick in Murphy, Texas, says, KJ Jefferson's been in Fayetteville just 4 months. John Stephen Jones has been there 22 months. He thinks starting JSJ is the better choice, but the leash needs to be short. Devin in Boonville asks, why is Chad Morris being the offensive guru? He's taken the reins of play calling and such. He thinks Chad Morris should be calling the plays, and it would make Joe Craddock hold a clipboard. Yeah, why not? Well, we've got a couple of people lined up on the phones. Isaac in Fayetteville, thanks so much for being patient and holding last segment. Isaac, you're up. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, I know y'all probably just want to keep talking about football because it's so excited, but I'm going to the basketball game tonight, and
good. No, this is terrific. Thank you for bringing up basketball. Goodness
you're
gracious.
Welcome. Yeah. My girlfriend was asking me what I knew about Rice, and I actually didn't know anything about Rice. And so I just wanted to call in to see what y'all knew about Rice. Are they supposed to be good? Are they supposed to be okay? What's the scouting report on them?
Well, I mean, I could tell you a whole lot of things about them, but how about this? They lost their exhibition game on Halloween to a Division II school, St. Edward's, 89-83. So they're probably not a very good team. They returned 4 starters, 9 letter winners from last year's team that went 13-19. Had a respectable finish in the Conference USA at 8-10. They have 7 freshmen on the roster. That's where their size is. Their best player is 6'6" senior forward Robert Martin, averaging about 13 points per game last year. They have their top 3 scorers back, but honestly, when I look at them losing an exhibition game to a Division II school at home, that's really all you need to know, isn't it?
I think so. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the information. Y'all do a great job.
Well, hold on 1 minute. Let me ask you a question because we were going to do some basketball this segment, Isaac,
Okay.
so I want to ask an over-under on you, too. If you're following Arkansas basketball, you know this is going to be a chuck-it-up team from long range. Over-under on 3-point attempts tonight is 29.5. What are you taking, over or under?
I think I'm going to go under. I think they shot a lot during the exhibition game, but I think they're more going to sit around 25 to 30 on average.
I'm going to go under on this, too. I think that's a very good call.
It's a halftime 3-point line. We should start doing that like every single game day.
I think we should.
Come out with a halftime 3-point line.
It's a great phone call, Isaac, and thanks for changing the conversation to basketball. Back on the Cherokee Casino hotline, Miss Lisa in northeastern Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
Hi, how you doing, Lisa?
Well, I've been better, but I've got a question to ask both of y'all.
Shoot.
And thank you. I'm going to tell you, thank you for taking my call right now because you may hang up on me, but y'all are talking about who Chad Morris is going to retain and what about why do you think he's coming back is my question of the day.
Well, I have
What makes you two want to get on the air and go over the airwaves of Arkansas and lead us fans who buy the tickets to believe that we have the whatever it takes, and you know what I mean, to bring him back.
Well, Lisa, I think we're just presenting the argument of why he might be brought back.
He is not going to be brought back.
I personally...
You mark this down. 11/5/19, Lisa Hancock, living in a rice paddy in the middle of northeast Arkansas.
At 12:50 in the afternoon and 6 seconds, so carry on.
Okay. But anyway, if we are dumb enough and stupid enough to bring him back, we deserve everything we get in the national media and everything else, because they're already saying on all the media, no other SEC school would put up with this. He don't even know what he's calling when I don't even know if he's home at night. I think he flies back and forth to Dallas during the night. He don't even live here. He's probably got 2 or 3 pairs of underwear upstairs in a bottom drawer. And I don't want him back. And if he comes back, my tickets, which I've had for 55 years, will not be renewed. Not because I don't love the Razorbacks, because I can't gut looking at him anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why. We should have him fired right now. I don't care who you put up there to coach the rest of the year. We're just going through the motions, and start looking for you a coach. And people say, well, who are you going to get? You get the person that fits. They don't have to be a big top name, in my opinion.
Miss
They
Lisa,
have to fit.
who is that, though?
Yes.
Who is that? Who do you want as the next Arkansas
Who
head
would,
football?
if I could pick right now, I would like the coach from Utah, Kyle
Whittingham's not coming here. Kyle Whittingham is not coming here.
Been there 15 years at Utah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not coming
I
here.
know that, and I know there's religious reasons.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
leave that at that.
Next one. We'll keep doing this. Next one. Who else do you want?
Okay, next one. Okay. Well,
there
Charlie
you go.
Strong is for no.
Oh, you don't want Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong.
No.
This,
Y'all didn't let me finish. I said Charlie Strong is way down the list.
Okay, who's next? Who's after Kyle Whittingham?
Okay, well, Kyle Whittingham's been number 1. Okay.
Okay, it's a good coach. That's at least from that perspective.
A lot of people are saying Hugh Freeze. I don't care who they sleep with. If I could have who I wanted back, I'd say Bobby Petrino. And people say, no, you can't do that. It's not my job. We've got an AD that's making what, $750,000 a year?
Well, this AD okayed Morris, Miss Lisa. He okayed him.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
He didn't hire
he
him.
did. Yes, he did.
He didn't hire him. He did give
This
an
is
okay.
what people don't know, Miss Lisa.
Okay. Well, see, I got to get back with him today then, because over here at Paragould, I got him in a corner, nose to nose. And he told me, Miss Lisa, I did not hire him. So y'all are saying he okayed the hire now,
Okayed the
right?
Correct. He okayed the hire.
Well, then he needs to go too then.
No, he doesn't.
He needs. Well, y'all, I'm so aggravated. I don't know
can
who
tell.
we need to get.
I can tell, Miss Lisa. And look, you have every reason to be aggravated, but I will say nobody.
Listen, I've thrown
nobody.
$10,000 away this year.
Well, that's your fault for spending the money. I mean,
I know it. You're right. Thank you, Phil, for telling me that. You are exactly right.
I make bad
Go
purchases
ahead.
all the time. I'm just saying nobody here has been making a case for keeping or getting rid of the head coach. This is all something that will take care of itself. And I agree. I think that he lost the fan base already. I think he lost him a while back. And the
He
fan
lost
base
them
has
last year when it was 4th and short.
fan base has influence on the decision makers. They do.
Well, I hope to God it does. Listen, I've been up there 2 or 3 times and tangoed with them. I don't care to go. I mean, listen, I've checked into it. It's a $50 fine and 24 hours in jail. Anybody, I'll be 61 Thursday. Anybody can handle that. It's time the fans were heard.
Wait a minute, what fine are you talking about? What are you going to do to go in jail? I don't want to hear about you going into jail or having to pay a
I don't want
fine.
to go to jail, but I can scream loud enough that they'd arrest me for disturbing the peace.
You're talking about public disturbance.
Yes,
Standing at the street
that's what I'm
corner
talking-
outside. What? You need to be there. You got tickets. You have tickets, right? This is your chance to do it.
Pick it.
Well, you
Pick it.
Go ahead and protest. It is a free country. Act like it's game day.
I had some more coaches in mind. I really did. And then I get so I need to start writing them down because I think but no on Charlie. He was way down my list. I've heard, let me tell you who I've heard. I've heard Hugh Freeze, and I said that. And you're right. My pick is Kyle Whittingham, but he's not going to leave Utah.
Yeah.
And I think that's mostly for religious reasons, and that's okay. He wouldn't fit in the South probably anyway. I don't know.
Miss Lisa,
We'd have to move on.
We're coming up. We're coming up on the break, so we'll have to end it. But I appreciate I definitely appreciate the call. Without question, understand the frustration. Don't get mad at the hosts. Don't get mad at the messenger. We're not making the decisions or making a case one way or the other. But we hear you. We hear you loud and clear because there's no other way not to.
I've been on a lot of different Miss Lisa calls, doing the morning rush, and now halftime. I think that's her best one. But I am surprised that she didn't mention Mike Norvell because I feel like that's the most popular guy.
Well, and Norvell's going to be connected to Florida State probably, as Bob Stoops has been too. Who won't be? Either Mike Norvell will be connected to any open coaching job that's close to Memphis or really close to this part of the country. He's the hot coach right now.
Duran Harrison texted on the Cherokee Casino hotline. He says PJ Fleck. They got an undefeated matchup against Penn State, James Franklin this weekend. It's going to be a big game. I wish game day was there, but got to go to LSU, Alabama.
In quite the first hour. We get to fall asleep for the second hour after all these tacos, Ty?
I got a couple more. I got to eat.
I'm going to give it a shot. Two more. We'll see if we fall asleep as halftime continues, so don't go anywhere.
Great camping weather is just around the corner, so at Breeden RV in Van Buren, we're having our year-end clearance sale right now. Get great deals on new RVs like travel trailers that start at $99.95 and fifth wheels starting under $30,000. Breeden RV is the only dealer that gives our new customers maintenance for life for free. We also have a great selection of pre-camp trailers and RVs to choose from. Now is the time to camp, and now is the time to let Breeden RV in Van Buren show you just how easy it can be. Breeden RV, your home for maintenance for life.
Oh, that's an RV.
It's a November to remember at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 off on remaining 2019 GMC Sierra SLTs, featuring the new body style and tons of new features, and now $14,000 off. Or get the new 2019 Buick Encore, the hottest selling Buick in the market, only $18,999. It's a November to remember. Save up to $14,000 off at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative is excited to introduce Wave Rural Connect. They're bringing state-of-the-art high-speed fiber internet plus TV and phone services right into the homes of all members. If you're an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Want to have more than your average home? D&D Flooring is a simple choice. You can choose to have excellent customer service and design assistance with D&D Flooring. Wood, vinyl, carpet, to beautiful window treatments, professional installation every time. Zero financing options available. Come see D&D Flooring large showroom and selections. D&D Flooring, serving the River Valley and surrounding areas. 1323 Main Street, Van Buren, or call 474-0533.
It's football season and the right play is at Hertz Car Sales, 2810 Midland Boulevard. Their business is quality used cars at a great price with their #1 goal of passing the savings on to you. The latest makes and models, low mileage vehicles with an overall experience that can't be matched. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard today and find that there's no better way to buy your next vehicle. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales. What are you waiting for?
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Cloudy skies tonight, a chance of some scattered showers. An overnight low will drop down upper 30s north, mid 40s south. Sunshine with us on Tuesday. Our high temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. And then Wednesday, a chance of scattered showers. Our high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Good station.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Broadcasting live from the Bud Light Studio.
I love Arkansas! I love everything here! Give me that thing here! Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
This is Halftime.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry.
With Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Phil, you're one of the best baseball announcers in the country, and Ty, you're one of the best up-and-coming young talents in the broadcasting industry. You really do your homework.
See ya, D-Mac. Hold on, Matt Ryan. D-Mac not looking back. Touchdown.
How about that Heisman, Mark Jones?
How do you like
it? Wide open again.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
I thought I was about to lose my mouth during that phone call from Miss Lisa because she bit our heads off there. I don't want to lose my mouth. I'm on my 7th street taco. Or 6th. Ty's leading me 7-6. You know, I can't beat him in an eating contest. Can't beat him in picking college football games. Can't beat him in cornhole. There might be a few things out there I can beat him in. Right now, I can't really think of it.
I told you we just need to do something baseball related because you'll wax me in that. But you've kind of hit me in my wheelhouse in a couple different things.
All we're left to in baseball are the awards, which I'm not really good at right now. Hall of Fame voting eventually, free agent stuff. Hey, 101 days until Valentine's Day when Arkansas baseball begins the season.
You know what else is coming up?
What is it?
Mr. Moody is committing
on
Saturday in Little Rock, Arkansas at Arkansas Fitness and Athletics, 2400 Cancel Road, Suite 110 at Little Rock, Arkansas. Doors open at 5:30. He's committing at 6. Carl Lavaca texted the picture into the Cherokee Casino hotline. Again, his final 3, Virginia, Arkansas, Michigan.
That is quite a couple of programs to be battling up against.
Good list. Tony Bennett, national champions this past year. Arkansas, hometown kid. Michigan, Juwan Howard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting idea. And we were talking about Auburn and Memphis going after Chris Moore. I don't know who Jalen's final list is. He has Auburn. He has Arkansas. I'm going to look that up real quick. But, man, coming down the stretch, getting pretty excited. And then KK, who's KK have again? I got to think about that.
Well, Moody's getting a jump on early signing period. Doesn't that start Wednesday next week for 7 days? I think it does start Wednesday for 1 week. So these will be coming in pretty fast and furious. Arkansas women's basketball is in the spotlight. ESPN has chosen Arkansas's season as the 25th most interesting storyline. They put them in the top 25 of women's basketball storylines, going from 10th seed in the SEC tournament last year to playing for the championship and a nice run in the NIT. Mike Neighbors returns almost all of his scoring from last year, adds Amber Ramirez, a transfer who can score from anywhere, some talented freshmen that have some size, and he's got Chelsea Dungy, who ESPN picked as the 18th best player in the nation, and puts her on the short list as a potential, not just leading scorer in the SEC, but national leading scorer. In fact, Dungy averaged 20.5 last season, which would make her the 3rd highest returning scorer in the nation. And women's basketball gets underway Friday at 10:30 in the morning against the New Orleans Privateers. So, Ty, you're going to have to do the first half of that show by your lonesome.
You don't want to try and simulcast and do with the Screaming Kids and do the baskesketball game at the same time?
I have 2 different boxes, so I guess I could try to pull it off. I really could. And, hey, maybe just maybe we could get Mike Neighbors as a guest on the show during the game in that case.
Sure, he'd love to.
That's a guy, if you want to be a true Renaissance man, and Mike is a Renaissance man, you got to be able to coach and do a talk show segment at the same time.
So I told you this when I initially started in sports radio in Nashville. One of the things we did was Vanderbilt women's basketball. And Charlie Matos is the women's basketball broadcaster there. Now our buddy, Max Surges, can do away games. Really excited about that. But Charlie told me before the first games, like, hey, Ty, this is the Screaming Kids game. Just be ready for the roar that you're initially going to hear through your speakers. I was like, okay, let's dial this down a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. And I had the cue turned up, just like way up, because sometimes it was harder to hear Charlie when he was talking and stuff because he had kind of a quieter voice, and it just boomed through the speakers in Nashville sports radio. And I like flipped back a little bit, and I was like, whoa, this is the real deal. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's like this for me, what's it like for Charlie? And then now what's going to be like for you on Friday?
Yeah, booming in your ear. Screaming Kids Day. We do it once, just once. Watch out for the little pink circles of puke when the kids get too much cotton candy. That's exactly what it is.
Skittles and all the other.
It is exactly what it is.
Crap that we used to eat.
We got some reaction from Miss Lisa's phone call. Kevin in Fort Smith, who was our lawyer friend, says he is willing to represent Miss Lisa for free for criminal charges of disturbing the peace. Aaron in Clarksville thinks she might be Cheyenne O'Grady's grandmother as she was spitting fire. That was a lot of fire to spit. Let's go back on the Cherokee Casino hotline. And Eddie in Clarksville has joined halftime. Good afternoon, Eddie. How are you?
Good afternoon, Phil. And good afternoon to Ty. Now, let me say this. Over the decades, I've been a Hall fan since I was 7 years old. And on the Bo Manley show several years ago, I coined the phrase Hawk Train. And certainly I'm still aboard the Hawk Train. And I coined another phrase that players that have come through our program, I call Hog the Glide. And I'm going to give a tribute today to Mr. Cheyenne O'Grady. Because that young man is one of the best tight ends ever suit up for the U of A. And he certainly on the field, he provided what I call Hog Delight. And I want to give a tribute to that young man, and I wish him well. And I think he's going to be playing on the next level, and what a shame. I want to say this. This is, again, I'm not through chilling on this administration. It doesn't matter if you wait to the end of the season. It's beyond me while we're waiting, sir, to see what happens against Western Kentucky. Are you kidding me? All right, more insult if you lose the game, but how many more players will lead the program? Will it be Jefferson next? Will it be Trey Knox? Will it be Traylon Burks?
Well, and legitimately, Eddie, and I'll put you on hold just for a moment here to react to that. What if the coaching staff is let go? Do some of these kids follow them out the door? That's the fly in the ointment here. They came here to play for Chad Morris. So if Chad Morris is forced out, are you forcing out these talented young players too? You're back on.
Well, sir, let me say this. I understand you can recruit players, but you got to coach them. And what I just wonder, sir, let's just imagine for a minute, if he would have put his own personal feelings towards Hicks to the side and started Jefferson, what would our record look back today? Maybe 5 or 6 wins, and then you can build hope for next year. But now, there's no hope. And so, what do? You got to make changes. And so if we lose a few players, you lose them. But you got to bring leadership back to the U of A. You've got to make the right decision on this next coaching hire, and this is addressed to Mr. Yurchek. You're an athletic director, sir. And your decision-making, whoever this next coach is going to be, you better make the right hire. Because it's in the time, this has been going on 8-9 years in a program. Where is the bottom-out point? Is there a bottom-out point with this administration? Because it's time to bring winning back to the U of A, and this coach is going to be a right hire, the next hire. I have no doubt.
So, Eddie, I got to ask you something. We asked Miss Lisa this at the end of hour number 1. Who do you want as the next Arkansas head football coach if Chad Morris is fired? Give about 20, 30 seconds. Give me a couple names.
Well, so there's a lot of hires that we could look back. I think there's a lot of coaches that could be a better record and lead this program better than the current coaching staff. But you know what? Whatever it takes, or we need to make the right hire. Certainly, I may not be the one to tell you, but I'll tell you one guy. There's several that could maybe lead this program. I'm not so sold on Mr. Mike Norvell at Memphis. Even though he's got a winning record there, you're coming to the toughest division in college football. And so this guy's got to have SEC coaching experience. So I don't know who it is. But I tell you this, I think a lot of coaches could do a better job than what we got. And we got tradition at the U of A that's been forgotten.
All right, Eddie, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for the phone call. He Chad Morrised you for a moment there, Ty. He stepped around your question before he finally gave you an answer.
And no, he didn't even give me an answer.
He gave you one name.
He said, I don't know about Mike Norvell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly.
So he didn't even give that 100%. That's the question, Phil. If you think Chad Morris can be fired, who do you want? Who are you gonna get? We still haven't got a solid answer about that. Someone call in and text us in on the Cherokee Casino hotline about that. Who do you want if it ends up happening?
Well, I know you can get a great deal at Breeden RV and Power Sports in Van Buren because the year-end clearance sale continues. Deals on new RVs, travel trailers at $99.95, fifth wheels under $30,000. Breeden RV and Power Sports also gives all new customers maintenance for life for free. That's Breeden RV in Van Buren, BreedenRVs.com for more information. Get with us. Cherokee Casino hotline continues to heat up. 877-377-6963. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
No hidden agendas on this program. You're listening to Halftime. This is the Morning Rush.
The lines are getting ridiculous in the bathroom. And, people who don't want to spend money on water, they go in and refill their cups inside of the sink. And it's tap water.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help out the people out there in the home.
I'm not refilling my water bottle in the bathroom sink at the stadium. I'm sorry. No.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Your fence is more than a decoration. It's a reflection of its owner. Choosing a fence company should be done with integrity and quality in mind. The Fence Man has been providing fencing and security solutions for over 40 years. An in-house custom iron and gate department, plus an access control department. The Fence Man offers services other companies aren't equipped to do. The Fence Man, fencing and security solutions to protect what matters most. 479-782-3936 or online at thefencemancompany.com. A division of Quantum Property Services.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your one-stop shop for all repairs. Paintless Dent Repair, door dings, unsightly dents, and hail damage repair, all repaired to like new conditions. With over 1 million repaired vehicles with satisfied customers, Michael Littleton is the expert in paintless repair. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair, conveniently located 3 miles from the Arcoma exit off Highway 112. Or call 479-461-9764. Your number one Arkansas fan.
Fall is here, and at Frank Bro Furniture in November, now is the time to buy. Come in and take advantage of our many made-in-the-USA products. Lift chairs, we have them. Sectionals, reclining sofas and loves, we have them. Bedroom furniture and mattresses, we have them. We also carry a variety of appliances and TVs. In November, come in and receive 10% off on any purchase. Ask us about our financing programs. We have several options that will meet your needs. Only at Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shops, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. They have locations in Fort Smith, Mayflower, Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, and Little Rock. Or you can find them online at
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches like the chicken pyro or the Cubana or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
Make Awake Boat Sales and Service is not only where you can get your next Yamaha or Skeeter boat, they also carry a huge selection of bait and tackle. Find whatever floats your boat at Make Awake Bait and Tackle. They carry tons of top brand lines of rods and reels and everything you need to gear up your tackle box, from Strike King, Kitech, and Zoom to Sunline and War Eagle products. Make finding your next Yamaha or Skeeter boat an easy catch with Make Awake Boat Sales and Service in Van Buren, 4806 Alma Highway in Van Buren, and MakeAwakeBoats.com.
ESPN 95.3. Touchdown! Halftime is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts. We're super into the movement.
Yeah, they got it going on.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Hicks going to throw off, play action, back shoulder, end zone, touchdown Arkansas! Mike Woods, 13 yards, and Arkansas grabs the lead.
The voice of the one and only Chuck Barrett. He'll be at the Hardscrabble Country Club tomorrow when the Fort Smith Razorback Club meets at 11:45 noon. $25 to eat and to hear Chuck Barrett talk about Arkansas football and basketball. And maybe share some other stories. That is the Fort Smith Razorback Club, Hardscrabble Country Club tomorrow, 11:45 a.m., $25 with the one and only Chuck Barrett. Time slowing down a little bit here. Taco number 7 is doing me in. We went taco e taco. And Ty Richardson is winning once again.
Yeah, I got 8 through me. So.
And you have a 9th and a 10th on the way, I think.
Probably. I mean, what I'll do is I'll cut myself off when you've decided to cut yourself off, just so I can say I beat you by 1 taco.
I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention Arkansas soccer. They're playing in the SEC tournament later tonight, 5 o'clock. It's on the SEC network. 4 Arkansas soccer players made all SEC first team. Haley Van Fossen, SEC co-defensive player of the year. Anna Potajo was named SEC freshman of the year. Parker Goins, Taylor Malham also on the first team. Head coach Colby Hale wins the SEC Coach of the Year award. Second teamers, all SEC, Brianna Hunter, a defender, and goalkeeper Katie Lund. Arkansas ranked 6th in the country, play 8th seed Ole Miss today at 5 o'clock. They beat him 3-0 during the regular season. All right, back to the conversation we were having there with both Eddie from Clarksville and with Miss Lisa in northeastern Arkansas, who have moved on from Chad Morris.
But can't give us a solid answer of who they want if that was actually...
Miss Lisa had a name ready to go, but it wasn't a name that's going to take the job at Arkansas. I wouldn't think that Kyle Whittingham would leave a place that he has made his own and taken Utah into the Pac-12, where they've become a dominant team, and leave for Arkansas. It's not like a Chris Peterson going from Boise State to Washington kind of a step up.
And here's the thing about Chris Peterson. For those who don't know, Chris Peterson is a Scientologist. And while some people don't really care about others' religion, like I think Phil and I have a pretty good understanding. We both have different views of religion, and that's never affected our relationship in any way. In the South, there's certain people that wouldn't take too kindly to someone being a Scientologist or something that wasn't just a non-traditional Christian. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. And that was one of the reasons he's talked about that openly, that he doesn't feel like he can be vetted for certain jobs or he would be a good fit there because of that particular reason.
We have a top 10 here from Drew and Harrison. Drew starts with P.J. Fleck at Minnesota. Dino Babers at Syracuse, although I think the Babers clock is dropping this year. Syracuse winless in the ACC. Matt Campbell at Iowa State.
Mediocre. No, he's honing on to that one win in Norman. So keep
Brian
going.
Harsin, former A-State coach, now at Boise. Jeff Brom from Purdue, though Purdue has seriously slipped this year. Luke Fickell at Cincinnati. It's his first year there.
And there's I think 7-1 or 8-1 with the one blowout loss to Ohio State. He's done a pretty good job there, but he's an Ohio guy, I think. So I don't know if he'd be leaving for a Southern job.
Doug in Mountain Home thinks Chad Morris will be back for another season. He thinks he'll get the chance to see about his incoming class. The redshirt freshmen and sophomores can turn it around, but Doug also does expect a large assistant coaching turnover, which I would too. And I think that there's a chance. I think there's most definitely a change at defensive coordinator, and I think there could be a change as to who's making the calls offensively at the very least.
Lane in Fayetteville texted on the Cherokee Casino hotline. He says Mike Gundy or Mike Leach. Both are literally the epitome of Arkansas football in terms of win-loss record.
Mike Gundy is not coming to Arkansas.
And I know that, and I know that people point to, oh, his son goes to the U of A, but he's a lifelong OSU guy. They just got the renovations done to Boone Pickens, the late Boone Pickens, and he's not coming to Arkansas. But if you look at what they do throughout their coaching tenures, Phil, it's every 3 or 4 years they compete for a conference championship, which is really what if you paneled the fan base, if you polled them, if you asked them, like, realistically, y'all, what do you want? They want to compete for the SEC about every 3 or 4 years and just be kind of mediocre the rest of the way. And I know that that's not what you used to be as Arkansas football, but I think those are realistic expectations as of now. And that's what Mike Leach at Texas Tech and now Washington State and Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State have been throughout the period of their careers.
Well, Mike Leach is known for exposing an opponent's weakness and coaching players up, essentially. And that's one thing I don't think you've seen these last 2 years is a lot of coaching up. That is, coaching players to where they're improving week after week, which I see on a week-by-week basis with the basketball team that I cover, with Mike Neighbors' team, with Dave Van Horn's team. You see marked improvement as the season goes on. I saw that with the UALR women's basketball team with Joe Foley. You know, the jury's out on what it's like for Eric Musselman with his first Power 5 job. But he also, to me, seems like the sort of coach where the team gets better and better, at least individually. Players get better and better as the season goes on. I haven't seen that this year or last year with football. I haven't seen coaching up.
We have a couple Les Miles mentions from several of our listeners on the Cherokee Casino hotline. Les Miles, you would be stuck in the mid-2000s, the late 2000s, running the same boring offense, and you'd get tired of it. He's a good motivator. He's a good recruiter, but that would not work out at Arkansas. Almost did. Remember old Jeff Lawn? That little thing.
Well,
could have happened.
Miles used that just like Malzahn did to get a raise. I haven't heard John Gruden's name mentioned yet. That apparently is what Bob Stoops is turning into in his in a possible dalliance with Florida State. Scott in Fort Smith says Eddie in Clarksville ought to be the coach. Jackson in Harrison says that he would like to be the coach. He doesn't think it could get any worse. And Robert in Fort Smith gives us a clear eyes can't lose, which only works in Hollywood.
Have you started watching Friday? Have you started binge watching?
I have not watched the second episode yet. I'm still on my first.
Are you still? Did you start a new girl, or what'd you end up?
I
doing?
haven't been watching any television of late.
Okay.
Next few days, though, we'll see.
I started my halftime. Actually, completed my halftime homework assignment early. Watched The Lost Boys last night. Enjoyed it.
I got a text from Ty last night. It just said Jamie Gertz. Gah. Boy, you don't. If only you knew what it was like to be a boy in the 1980s.
Well, it's like I've talked about before. You'll have me watch the movie, and there'll just be this beautiful, stunning actress, in regardless of what the movie's in. And she might be in a movie as a mom in a movie that I've watched, but then like in the 80s when she's like 20-something years old, and you're just blown away. You're flabbergasted. I'm like, I have a new crush. It's her. It's Ali Sheets, Jamie Gertz.
I can't wait to hear your review of The Lost Boys from Thursday. You picked Lost Boys over Little Shop of Horrors.
I'm glad I watched it. Who's is it Ali? What's her name? And I can't think of the movie. What's the movie with Patrick Swayze when he's the bouncer?
Jennifer. Kelly Lynch.
Yeah, Kelly Lynch.
We did that one. We did. It's Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Pain Don't Hurt. One of the greatest lines of all time.
Yeah.
One of the all-time greatest lines. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Mike in Waldron is dialed in on halftime. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, guys. Quick observation. I've been thinking about the quarterback situation since Morris has been the head coach. You go back to Bielema's last year. You know, Cole Kelly, he was a freshman that year, and I know the offense he played in under Bielema was totally different than Morris. But even as a freshman, Cole Kelly, you know, you could see glimpses and signs of, you know, he could very well end up being a pretty good quarterback. You know, and I even thought he could with his arm, he may even have a chance at the NFL. But he got substantially worse under Chad Morris. Ty Storey, he did not improve last year as the year went on. In fact, now that he's away from Morris, he's doing very well at Western Kentucky. And then you look at Nick Starkel. He was the starting quarterback at Texas A&M once upon a time, and now it doesn't look like he could start for Arkansas Tech. And then Ben Hicks. He was an elite, I believe, I may be mistaken, but I think he was an elite 11 quarterback coming out of high school.
That is correct.
He was. Yeah, he was.
And he doesn't look like he could start at Arkansas Tech now either. So I've got some reservations about John Stephen Jones and KJ Jefferson. I just hope they don't regress. If Morris, which I don't think he will be, but if Morris is the head coach next year, I'm really afraid they're going to regress and get worse, as all the other four quarterbacks seem to do under Morris. Anyway, that's the only observation. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate the phone call, Mike. And, I mean, he's absolutely right. The quarterback play has gotten worse each season. It's funny, too, because you heard Chad Morris talk about Ty Storey. You have the clip about Ty Storey?
Yeah.
You got an audio clip.
Hold on.
Of course, former Arkansas quarterback coming into play for Western Kentucky. And the way he talked about Ty Storey, he sounded like one of the TV commentators last year, admiring his grit and determination and ability to pull himself up off of the floor.
Well, I'm sure Ty is excited about coming back into his home state and playing. And, Ty and I met and with his family, and we did not want Ty to leave. But Ty wanted to go to a place that he wanted to go in and have an opportunity to be the starter and was going to look around and see what was best for him moving forward.
So what you're hearing,
he wants to coach, and we've had a lot of talks on that, and we're just excited for Ty, and he's playing really well.
Excited for Ty, Phil. Can't you be excited for me?
So exciting for the opposing quarterback to come in here after he transferred from your program and might beat you now. That's really, really exciting. So you sat down with Ty Storey, and what did you tell him? Because if he transferred somewhere else because he wanted to have the opportunity to be a starting quarterback somewhere else, and you told him he wasn't going to play here, which is the same thing as saying, we don't want you, just in different words. A little truth sometimes might be nice. Might be a little nice. Oh, boy. 877-377-6963, our Cherokee Casino hotline. It has been a hot couple of days on the phones, and we appreciate you dialing in and staying with us. Halftime continues after this very short break.
No hidden agendas on this program. You're listening to Halftime.
Do you hear that Coors Light being poured? It's the perfect temperature. How can I tell just based on the sound? I can't. But I can see that the mountain on the can is blue. And when the mountain is blue, your Coors Light is perfectly cold. Coors Light is cold lagered for a crisper taste, cold filtered for brightness and clarity, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. Doesn't that sound good? 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
True Grit Running Company is where perseverance meets passion. Whether you're training for your next marathon or just comfortable shoes to keep up with your kids, we have the gear to help you reach your goals. With our slow motion gait analysis and our extensive product knowledge, we have the right pair of shoes for you. We also carry apparel, nutrition, hydration accessories, injury prevention gear, and recovery products. We offer classes, workshops, and group runs. Lace up, show up, and get your grit on. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
At Chambers Bank, our Arkansas roots grow deep, and you can trust us as your partner for every banking need. From a simple checking account to your first home loan, whatever you need, big or small, we are here for you. With 18 convenient branches throughout the state and a full suite of online banking options, we will always be available when you need us. Family owned in Arkansas since 1930, Chambers is your full-service community bank. Bank with trust at Chambers Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 631520.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, the Xerox authorized agency and dealer in the River Valley. The 29 new models of Xerox business printers and copiers represent a quantum leap forward in office technology. They are designed for the way we work today, safely and securely. They're powered by Xerox Connect Key technology. They're innovative and affordable with both black and white and color devices available. For more information, give Dixie Digital a call at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing Xerox document innovations to the River Valley.
Want to have more than your average home? D&D Flooring is a simple choice. You can choose to have excellent customer service and design assistance with D&D Flooring. Wood, vinyl, carpet, to beautiful window treatments, professional installation every time. 0 financing options available. Come see D&D Flooring large showroom and selections. D&D Flooring, serving the River Valley and surrounding areas. 1323 Main Street, Van Buren, or call 474-0533.
We can all use extra table space for holiday dinners. Stop at a Metters Lumber True Value for the 6-foot deluxe folding table at just $34.99. It's lightweight and easy to carry. It folds in half for easy storage and has a top that won't chip, peel, or stain. For extra seating, pick up one or more all-steel folding chairs too. Just $13.99 each. Head over to Metters Lumber True Value for these bargains of the month and other great deals while supplies last.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Whaley, he gets the call, fighting for the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! Devwa Whaley goes the final yard as the Hogs march 64 yards in 10 plays to take the lead.
Halftime rolling along, got another 30 minutes or so left on this Tuesday afternoon edition. Phil Elson, Ty Richardson.
It's good having you in studio, man.
I like being here, especially when there's food in the building.
I know we got into that heated argument last week, but this is the most pep I've gotten out of you in quite some time. I don't know if it's the tacos that we got from Serafin La Huerta, if you're just happy to see me. I don't know what the deal is, dude.
I think it's a combination of all three. The food probably at the top of the list. The start of basketball season definitely jazzing me up. And, yeah, your smiling face and that wonderful slick hair that you got going on.
Hair does not look good today. I told you I was going to have to get a hat.
If we would have been in the same studio when we were yelling at each other last week, you really think the chances are one of us would have knocked down one of these iPods reaching for the other across the way?
Well, I made a snide remark at Tommy a couple months back, and he threw Vern Lundquist's signed autographed copy book at me. Luckily, it hit the mic, and then just the mic went off. It was really funny. I think it's still on video somewhere, but I don't think we've ever had a physical altercation yet. I hope we do eventually, because that would be great for ratings, right? Two co-hosts fighting each other out.
I'm just looking around for what I could throw at you. If you look on our live stream right now, I brought these Tums just because, and Ty doesn't need this sort of stuff. I do, no matter what it is I eat. We had a bunch of street tacos from La Huerta's. It's not hurting me at all. It's actually being digested quite easily today.
Well, we'll say this weekend, I typically, so I don't drink at all during the week. Like that is a set in stone rule that I abide by unless there's a holiday. Like
you got a lot of clean living going.
A lot of clean.
And
living.
your early morning, look at me, I'm working out tweets.
Really, I would not call my weekends reckless when it comes to my diet, but reckless is probably the right word when it comes to how many calories I consume with the weekend. And that also means I'll have a few beers here and there on the weekends. But it's typically only one day or night that I did it twice this weekend. Did not feel great on Monday. It was a struggle to get to the gym on Monday morning after drinking. And that's why I know I'm getting old. So
that's when it always feels better.
Yeah. And I also saw a couple of my younger sister, who's 5 years younger than me, friends out at the bars. I was like, I'm really getting old now. That's what it was like.
It's a moment.
It was a come to like earth moment, come to old moments. Like, man, they're out now. Yeah, I'm definitely getting old now. This is weird.
877-377-6963, our Cherokee Casino hotline. Arkansas playing Western Kentucky Saturday. Arkansan versus Arkansan, I guess. I don't know if John Stephen Jones is from Dallas, so he's an honorary Arkansan because of his connections with his grandfather. Yeah. Zach in Charleston on the Cherokee Casino hotline. Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Not much. How are y'all?
Doing great. Talk.
I'm a graduate from Charleston, and I'm a couple years older than Ty. Went to see a couple of his high school games. Do you think that they regret letting him go into the transfer portal? And do you think that if he was here, we could have got a couple more wins this year with him starting?
So, I mean, you could ask that question of Chad Morris. He's not going to give you a straight answer. He didn't give a straight answer about regretting or not regretting to play KJ Jefferson or John Stephen Jones earlier. You just don't get the straight answer from him. Would they rather have had the Ty Story they had all last year other than the Nick Starkel and Ben Hicks that we've seen this season? I think the answer would be yes. I think it was to be a resounding yes, because you have a mobile quarterback, a guy who can run. Maybe not the most accurate with the arm. Maybe sometimes threw it to the opposing team a few more often than he should. But these are the same problems you've had with Hicks and Starkel, and they don't run as well as Story did.
Well, his deal was the arm strength. That was what it came back to all the time, where he couldn't make the downfield
Ben Hicks'
throws.
issue too.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I have a solid answer for you, because I think that the struggles have been mutual. Maybe an extra year in the offense, Ty Story back-to-back might help, but from the conversation that Chad Morris had with the media yesterday, it sounds like they tried to get him to stay, and he was just like, I'm leaving. At least that's what Chad Morris says,
Look,
if you take him at his word.
Even competent quarterback play, and you win against San Jose State. Even competent quarterback play, and maybe you win against Kentucky. So, yes, I do think, Zach, that if you had Ty Story, you might have yourself another victory or two. And the phones keep coming here on the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963 to get with us. Next up, Don in Hot Springs. Hey, Don, what's up?
Hey, guys, I've just I've been kind of quiet through all these let's fire. Let's think a minute. If we fire him, what's that do to recruiting? We're already behind. We have no speed. We have nobody who can tackle anybody. But if we fire him, there's 14 commitments. We lose those 14. The new man has to come in and start. Do we give the man another year to look at and try to, and then if he doesn't, we fire him mid-season next year so we can get that new guy to come and start? I don't know. It's just, I think if you let him go right now, you're putting us back another 3 years behind the eight ball if we fire him this year just on the recruiting part. We're already behind, but that's even going to put us further behind. What do you guys think?
Don, I think you're screwed. I really do. The way that you present it, the way that the situation Arkansas finds themselves in right now, it's not just a rock and a hard place or 6 1/2 dozen the other. Either you're going to lose recruits or you're going to look like a program with a rotating door all the time, a revolving door in and out, or you didn't give the coach enough time to get his players in. Honestly, it feels like, and I think this is where so many fans are just crying out in frustration, and why so many of the phone calls right now seem very angry, is that fans feel like they are totally screwed, perhaps either way, because there is no easy way out of this. There is no easy way out. If you recruit your way out, well, Chad Morris is supposed to be able to do that. You're not. There's no sign of that helping right now. Oh goodness, really? I mean, that's when you present it in the ways you're presenting, with the money that's lopped on, with buyouts, and when you can balance that against the idea that ticket sales just continue to shrink and shrink and shrink. The money works either way. There's going to be bad ramifications from a firing, but maybe bringing in a new coach is the right way to go. Honestly, you can go both ways at this. And that's why I feel like so many fans are angry. And then, you look at the final scores and you're getting blown out 3 consecutive weeks.
I was talking to Tommy about this yesterday, and I thought he brought up an excellent point. Obviously, Tommy's always coming from looking at things from the business perspective. And when you look at Arkansas, what they're having to do with the new end zone project, with their currently they're not paying Brett Bielema a buyout, but they're going to have to probably settle with him eventually. Also, if you end up paying Chad Morris's buyout, it's going to be a little over $12 million if you fire him before December 31st. Phil, how much money does the Razorback Foundation have? How much, you keep saying, fire them, they have all the money in the world, blah, blah, blah. You don't know the finances of that. This is not like the Arkansas, I know you think about it as a public institution, but the foundation, you don't have to know their finances, or you don't know their finances. So Tommy, again, brings up a great point. People just think that Arkansas has all the money in the world. It is a high-flowing college football program. They have all the money, blah, 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 but you truly don't know. So, like you're talking about, you balance the buyout, you balance the ticket sales declining, You have to balance a number of different things. Here's another thing. What if Chad Morris beats Western Kentucky and then gets blown out these last 2 games? Like, what do you do there?
Again, I mean,
and most people, I'd say 90% of the people listening say you still need to fire him, but I think beating Western Kentucky is just enough to keep his job. Now, if he loses this weekend, they lose the rest of the way, all bets are off for me. I've told you before, I'm not going to get on this radio station and say he needs to be fired because I'm 24 years old. I don't have enough clout to do that. You can if you want to.
Well, look, you can't lose to San Jose State and Western Kentucky at home in the same year. The year after you lost to Colorado State and North Texas. You can't do it. I mean, is he coaching for his job this Saturday? Maybe not in a positive way, but in a negative way, yes. You lose this game, that's it. Might not make it off the field. 877-377-6963.
The Tarmac game.
That's exactly what it is. Get with us on that Cherokee Casino hotline. Calls and texts keep coming in. Jeff from Greenwood says, so the new standard is beating Western Kentucky. Unfortunately, that might be where you are right now, Jeff. Yes. Jackson from Harrison says, Morris preaches familiarity with the offense. Story as QB1 this year undoubtedly results in a couple more wins. Hey, second year running the offense, even with the arm strength or lack thereof. Knowledge of the offense apparently is what it's all about for Chad Morris. Who would have known the offense any better than the guy who ran it last year? Wow. What? Just to think about that. Quarterback play was supposed to be the obvious upgrade. Downgraded.
Here's another conspiracy theory. Chad Morris has intentionally sabotaged the first 2 years of Arkansas football so his son can save it. How's that for a conspiracy theory?
That is a conspiracy theory
that I don't actually believe.
That is worth posting on your social media right now, my friend. Go do it.
I think there's actually some truth and potential validity to what's happening with John Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and the team this week. But it's fun to think about. Intentionally sabotage the first 2 years so your son can be the savior of Arkansas football.
Darth Insidious running Arkansas football. Your texts and calls continue to come up. Don't forget to download our edition of Halftime Podcast anywhere you get your podcast after the show. It is sponsored by Jeff's Clubhouse. 877-377-6963. Cherry on the top next.
No hidden agendas on this program. You're listening to Halftime.
It's a November to remember at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 off on remaining 2019 GMC Sierra SLTs, featuring the new body style and tons of new features, and now $14,000 off. Or get the new 2019 Buick Encore, the hottest selling Buick in the market, only $18,999. It's a November to remember. Save up to $14,000 off at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative is excited to introduce Wave Rural Connect, bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone services right into the homes of all their members. Get amazing fast fiber internet 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for $79.95 per month. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out where they're installing in your area, or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The largest sporting event in the state of Arkansas will happen Saturday, November 9th, and it's not college football. Angelco Outdoors is getting you ready for opening day of Modern Gun Deer Season, a tradition like none other. World-famous ground blinds, $20 off. Summit Viper SD Climber Stand, $50 off. Sitlock Vapor Waterproof Jacket and Pants, $20 off. All Mossberg Deer Rifles, $20 off. Good luck and safe hunting. And remember, a great hunt begins at Angelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Barley is the soul of Budweiser. That's why we've been working with the same family-owned American farms for more than 50 years to harvest it. The secrets to growing this grain perfectly have been passed down through 3 generations. For them, it's a legacy. And it's why only the best barley and locally sourced ingredients are used to make Budweiser. Budweiser is proudly raised across America. This Bud's from our barley farmers. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Fall is my favorite time of the year. Football, fine weather, and my chance to flip the lot. We're out to sell every single car in our Rath Road Ready inventory and flip the lot during our fall clearance. That's right, every vehicle must go. To make it happen, we're discounting our entire inventory with savings up to $4,300 below retail. Even our special purchase vehicles are included, like 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs for only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off brake pads. Don't miss out on the savings. Help us flip the lot. Get the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you and save up to $4,300 during the fall clearance at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
It's football season and the right play is at Hertz Car Sales, 2810 Midland Boulevard. Their business is quality used cars at a great price with their #1 goal of passing the savings on to you. The latest makes and models, low mileage vehicles with an overall experience that can't be matched. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard today and find that there's no better way to buy your next vehicle. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales. What are you waiting for?
ESPN 95.3. Halftime is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts. We're super into the movement.
Yeah, they got it going on.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Ty Richardson.
Starkle on first down, straight ahead, Boyd, lots of room, to the 40, to the 30, it's a foot race, and Boyd's going to the house! Raheem Boyd, 59 yards, touchdown Arkansas!
I'm going to get back to the phones before we close the show with some Get Off My Lawn. Cherokee Casino hotline. Let's head there right now. Joe in Mountain View. Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, I'm going to make a prediction. I think the Hogs are going to win the last game of the season. Do you think that'll be enough to salvage the coach?
Look, I think after losing, what is it now? What is it now, Joe? Is it 4 straight losses to Missouri? Some of them by embarrassing lengths. A game in Little Rock. It's a definite possible win. Missouri has been terrible on the road this year. They've been very good at home. They have been awful on the road. Losses at Wyoming, Vanderbilt, Kentucky. So, yeah, I do think that there is a very good chance Arkansas has an opportunity to win that game. My question would be, what makes you think that they can win that game, Joe?
It's just that Mizzou is so awful on the road. And the law of averages, sooner or later, even a blind hog finds an acorn.
Well, a blind hog has lost 17 straight SEC games, so I don't know if I buy the sun shines on somebody's butt every day. I don't know if it works that way all the time. Sounds nice, but I don't know if it works.
Do you think it'll be enough to salvage the coach if they do?
Honestly, I think one SEC victory might get you there, but you have one chance left. You lose to Western Kentucky, all bets are off. LSU is just a matter if LSU can cover. Missouri, you got a shot. You win that game, I think some people would come around a little bit.
Well, do you agree or disagree with me?
No, it's exactly like I told you, Joe, and I appreciate the phone call. Arkansas can beat Missouri Black Friday. Part of the question then is, who's playing then? You know, is it players that have already dropped the rope, who have given up, who have obviously, lost their will to give 100%, and maybe that 100% isn't good enough? Or is it going to be some of the younger, more talented players? And I'm talking at quarterback right now. Ty, a good quarterback, somebody that comes in and injects a little energy, can have a massive impact on a football team. He can't play defense, but he can help keep the defense off the field. He can't catch passes, but he can put them in a position where the wide receivers can actually make plays. He can't block for himself, but if he's quick enough and has the right footwork, he can get around some tacklers and make positive yardage out of garbage.
And it goes back to the energy you just spoke of that KJ Jefferson brought to the field against Mississippi State, you felt it surrounding and echoing throughout the stadium, not just only within the players, but the fans themselves, and you were hoping that that was enough to get his name in the QB1 slot for Saturday. But as the conspiracy I mentioned early on in the show, that Daddy Jerry wants to be happy, Chad Morris doesn't have a lot of people in his corner right now, so he's pandering to the biggest booster probably still in his corner, which is Jerry Jones, starting his grandson. And you don't get to see KJ. KJ's going to come in, play better than John Stephen Jones, inevitably, and then he's going to have to start against LSU, against one of the tougher, if not the toughest environment in college football. Look horrendous, and then Chad Morris is going to see, well, I told you so. He's a true freshman. Of course, he's going to suck in his first start in Death freaking Valley. That's why I spoke to, you can't cripple this kid's confidence if you truly think he's going to be the future, but that's what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
All right, we got about 6 minutes left to get to this, and I've got one that deals with the current situation at Arkansas football. You've got something that's totally different as we get you off of our lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Listen, old man.
Do not your what?
Announce my presence with authority.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
The old man.
Get Off My Lawn, presented by Breeden RV and Power Sports.
Bruce in Nashville texted in thinking Todd Graham would be a good possibility as the upcoming head coach at Arkansas. That would be a great get off my lawn. Todd Graham is Chad Morris, just with a lot more snake oil. I don't think Chad Morris is a snake oil salesman. I think he's a stand-up guy. I don't view Todd Graham in that manner at all, although Morris did work for him at the University of Tulsa.
I have to change my get off my lawn. I was going to talk about the $85 lift charge and the $15 surplus that picked up a lost pair of keys that weren't mine. But I'm not going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about this, what we've continuously gotten text on the Cherokee Casino hotline, Phil. The fact that people keep calling for Chad Morris's head, blah, 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 blah. And when I ask him, okay, then who do you want as a head coach? Realistic coaching options. Someone who actually would be good at Arkansas. They either can't think of who that would be, or they give you terrible candidates.
Lane Kiffin, come on.
If you're going to, again, I'm not going to get on this radio show and say that Chad Morris needs to be fired. Not there yet. Haven't earned that yet. But if you're going to, if you as a fan want to call in or text in on the Cherokee Casino hotline and says Chad Morris needs to be fired, then I'm going to ask the following question. Then who do you want as the next head coach? And if you sprout Charlie Strong, I know Miss Lisa did that earlier. She said he was down the list, but that he should not even be in the same spectrum of anyone that you want as the next Arkansas head coach, or a Lane Kiffin. Give someone solid and give someone realistic. Here's the other thing you got to think about, Phil. Clay Helton's gone after this year. USC's going to be looking for a candidate. Florida State's still going to be looking for a candidate. Arkansas, just like in basketball, is not in the upper echelon of schools looking for head coaches.
And you might be competing with somebody else in the SEC at some point, too. Vanderbilt. Honestly, Vanderbilt and Arkansas would be pretty difficult places to be coaching right now. Do you think Joe Moorhead saved his job with the victory this last weekend at Mississippi State?
So you're not
Will Muschamp.
You're not even in the upper echelon of potential, coaching.
Street taco alert.
Yeah, coaching destinations. So like you mentioned earlier, how Arkansas is screwed, I'll echo that same statement. Arkansas is screwed regardless of what happens at the end of the year.
Well, I mean, you don't want to go into that position you were when they got rid of Brett Bielema, and you had how many other coaches get hired in the SEC that year? Was it 6?
We counted the other day, didn't we?
I think it was 6, 5 or 6. I can't remember right
Mullen, off. Moorhead,
Pruitt,
Morris,
Fisher, and Eddie O.
Eddie O, yeah, 6.
You don't want to be in that position. I don't think that's what's about to happen in the SEC.
I don't think
not even close.
The SEC, it's not. The tectonic plates aren't moving as much as they were that year. But you look at just cross college football. I mean, 2 prime candidates like USC. Clay Helton's done after this year. Willie Taggart's obviously been fired, so you have that. Florida State and USC are 10 times better programs than Arkansas. And you can say, oh, that's not the case. Look at what they've done lately. The consensus amongst the college football coaches, I don't know a single college football head coach that would rather go to Arkansas than Florida State or USC. And that's just 2 schools that are listed. There's probably others that will open up or that I'm not thinking of currently that are looked at as better jobs than Arkansas. You got to remember, y'all, Arkansas has not had any national success since 2011. That's a lifetime in college football. We think of that as being so short, being so compact, being so close. That's 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Your best year under Brett Bielema was 8-5.
Yep.
That's where you're at right now. You are screwed as a fan base and as a football program unless just you pull a rabbit out of the hat. Hunter Yurchek had a lot more options with basketball. If this ends up happening, if this ends up transpiring, Arkansas is screwed. And there's another word that I really want to use right now that I can't use because of the FCC.
12:01 a.m. I think you're okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think you'd be fine
Pop
at that point.
on
You
after
forgot
that.
to say get off my lawn. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure where you were going to send it towards, though.
So get off
or
my
just
lawn.
football overall here on American
overall,
Football Day.
The callers, the texters that we've had that just start spewing venom towards Chad Morris, some deserve, some not, and they can't give me a realistic candidate of who they want, regardless if it's a good candidate or just they can't come together and think of anyone whatsoever, which you have to in this situation.
So Andrew Hutchinson at Rivals did really great work, put together a fabulous column about what he calls the botching of the redshirt rule for two highly recruited players now at Arkansas, offensive lineman Brady Latham and safety Jalen Catalon. Catalon, by the way, was the guy, safety out of Louisiana, who Chad Morris said is one of the top 5 players he's ever seen in high school. Even compared him to Vince Young. He has played how many snaps? 6? 2 of them in kneel down against Ole Miss. He's played in 3 games. He has 1 game left. Latham came in for a kneel down against Colorado State, played 3 final snaps against Mississippi State and Bama. He's got 1 game left. Chad Morris previously had said, our plan was to try to continue to bring guys along and be smart about it. We don't want to burn a guy's red shirt just to get in a few snaps. Maybe they're not going to burn Catalon's red shirt, but he's had just a few snaps this year. Same thing with Brady Latham. So you can't have it both ways. It's impossible to have it both ways. But that's exactly the way Chad Morris is getting it right now, trying to have it both ways. And instead of answering the question about how he'd use Jalen Catalon, all he said is, we're excited about Jalen Catalon, which goes along with everything else that Chad Morris has been saying at the press conferences. Oh, by the way, we can probably start to ignore those right now.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. What do you want him to say now? I mean, they keep losing football games. He could breathe the word of God and no one would care.
You could tell when he was speaking truth after the blowout loss to Missouri last year. That's when you could see the frustration really bubbling through. Anyway, it's been a frustrating couple of days. We've heard it from the callers. We've seen it from the texters. But fret not. Arkansas basketball is on the court tonight, 7 o'clock, 6:30 with the IMG Learfield pregame show.
Did you bring your hog meter?
I do not have my Razorback Daily Fun
Bummer.
meter. Maybe I'll see what it looks like Friday morning at Bud Walton Arena. For Ty, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, get better.
Full-time farmers, hobby